Hello guys and welcome back to Byfield's Bi-Weekly Q&A. This is episode 2. We are on the second week of our journey. God, that went out so much easier than it went in. These were very painful. Amen. These were very painful going in this week and they haven't been so bad. The acupuncture into my forearm. This one's bad. The new Counter-Strike. Oh, it's bleeding. There you go. The new Counter-Strike came out last night, guys. I am running on fumes, running on empty. We started recording this during the late morning, early afternoon of September 28th. And the new Counter-Strike came out last night and I was playing it until 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm refueling myself with some caffeine, just out the shower, just eating some food, and we're here doing my physio. And I need it because the new Counter-Strike's out. I need my hand and my forearm loosey-goosey so I can play my best and for as long as possible. I've got the subscriber pug-a-thon coming tomorrow and I need to make sure that for a 12-hour stream, my hand can live up to that. So this is going to be the second week of the questions. Let's start with them right now. Before we go into the questions, guys, I really want to thank everyone for over 200 subscribers. We made it happen. It was only in the last video, Byfield's Bi-Weekly Q&A 1, where I was thanking you guys for 100 subscribers, and here we are with 200. So Nathan, every time I see you, he brings a good luck charm to me. It's like a milestone in my life gets met. Thank you so much for that, guys. Obviously, I understand that September is going to be ending in a few days, so my sub count probably will go down. Hopefully not too drastically. However, we still made our goal of 200 and we're still not at 100 days streamed in a row yet. So something magical will happen on that 100th day, I know it. So let's get into the questions. Distant Lane, my current gifted king. 27 gifted subs this month. I have to say a massive thank you to Distant Lane. There's a reason why he's first in the Q&A today. He skipped the queue. Who do you see as the most promising player going into competitive CS2, both as a younger player and then the old timers that could come back? I would say an old player is 29, 30 and above. Thinking of players that are 29, 30 and above coming back to the game, I'd have to go with probably Forest, especially with the way that the game's made in a sense of we're seeing that one taps, headshots, burst fires, basically anything with a rifle that isn't an AWP and isn't a spray is very, very effective right now in Counter-Strike 2. And I feel like a player like Forest would be able to make a lot of use of that and it would suit his playstyle more. So I would say Forest as the older player. As the younger player, I'm going to have to go with behind. Guy that I play a lot with on stream, someone who I'm going to be playing some mixes with when the first tournaments come out in CS2. Behind, you know, right now he's ranked 9 in the world in FACEIT in EU alone, but that is really world FACEIT. Fantastic player. He's taken to the new game like a duck to water, and it's been an absolute pleasure playing with him. He's a great guy, great teammate, knows his nades. I need to work on my nades. And it's a fantastically skilled player. So behind is the player that I see going from tier 3, like ESC Advanced, all the way to Pro League within the next 2 years, definitely. Willie, how old was I when I started playing Counter-Strike? I started playing Counter-Strike when I was 17 years old, 9 years ago in November. So 9 years ago in 2 months. That's my answer. So Willie, you're 15 years old, 14 years old, so you have been playing Counter-Strike technically from an earlier age than I did. Archer, who is the player you played with the most and enjoyed playing with the most? The answer to that is Dances. I answered that in the last Q&A, so I will add extra context to this question, don't you worry. Dances was my FACEIT #1 wingman, even though I haven't played with him for 5 years, guys. That goes to show how much I played with him, which is a crazy, crazy thing to think about. 10% of all of my Counter-Strike matches have been played with Dances, and I haven't played with him on a team for 6 years, guys. So it really puts into context how much me and him no-lifed Counter-Strike when we were first coming up in the scene. In terms of my favourite player on a team outside of that, me and Dances playing on a team was like serious. We were trying to go professional together. I would say the most fun person to play with on a team outside of that is definitely Liam, or his gaming name, Logan Nicewalk. He is the best person to go to for a LAN, with you at a LAN, because he understands the vibe, he understands what's expected. He understands when to take it serious. You know, he understands when to cool. He knows when to have fun. He knows when to bring over the Jaeger bomb shots. He knows when to, I know crazy things happen at gaming events, Nathan. He knows when to hype everyone up. He just he understands it. He's been to so many LANs, and he really rubs it off in a good way on you. Where God, that sounds so weird. What I mean is his experience rubs off when you play, in a sense of like you can tell he's done this a lot, and he loves it, and I love playing with him. Shout out to Liam. Alinio, what's up? If you could join a team in a specific era, which would it be? Fnatic, for example, in the dominating era, or the multiple major Astralis? I actually had to think about this question for a couple of nights, Alinio. And my answer to you is complexity. The old complexity. The complexity, not the American version, but the complexity that had config, blamef, poison, rush. That's the complexity that I would want to play for. That's the team that I would want to play for. I watched the Jason Lake documentary on complexity. That's about, gosh, it must be what, 15 years old now? That complexity documentary, guys, you really should watch it. The Jason Lake one, it's on YouTube. It's a must watch. You know, Jason Lake was half a decade ahead of everyone else in terms of understanding where this game was going to go, understanding where esports was going to go. And I know for a fact that his passion is real. He's the kind of CEO, the kind of I nearly said general manager, but he's the kind of CEO that I would want to play for. And in terms of the team, I just liked it, you know. I'm the kind of player that I play aggressive, I play to make space, I play to make my other teammates comfortable, and I work really well with defensive riflers that are very good in clutch situations, like a blamef. I would have config on the team that has a similar playstyle to me, aggressive riflers. I've got Rush as the support player who's selfless, egoless, very good of utility. I would just have a very strong, well-rounded team, and yeah, I would have just fat. Jesus, I'm tired. I just would have fit well into that team instead of Poison. Poison's quite similar to me, an aggressive AWPer. It just would have made a lot of sense. So yeah, Complexity 2020 would have been my dream team to join. Tom, what's up? Tom90. Favorite thing to do outside of gaming? My girlfriend's going to say spend time with her. The real answer is boxing. Boxing is my favorite thing. I realize that she's going to be mad now. Tom90, what's up? Favorite thing to do outside of gaming? Boxing. I have a boxing fight December 16th, guys. It's going to be at Watford Prism nightclub. If you know, you know. My last one was there. I won my last fight at Watford Prism. This is going to be my 4th fight. I'm going to make it my 3rd win, and it's going to be a big, big day. It's in about 10 to 11 weeks, so it's full steam ahead training for that. And the reason I love the boxing so much is it's so intense. It's like Counter-Strike in real life, where instead of trying to put the crosshair on someone's face, I'm trying to put my knuckles on someone's face. It's very intense, it's very fast-paced, and it's so difficult, guys. It takes a lifetime to master, and I'm in love with the sport. So yeah, boxing is my favorite thing to do outside of CS. And then in terms of relaxing, I don't really have anything. The only other game I play is World of Warcraft. Glacy, speaking of World of Warcraft, or a similar game, Glacy's asked, have you ever played old school RuneScape? The answer is yes, I got to level 3. I finished the tutorial of RuneScape, and I found it extremely boring. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. I know lots of people, it's like mustard and ketchup. You like one or the other. It's like you can't enjoy both RuneScape and World of Warcraft. It has to be one or the other. And for me, World of Warcraft, it just took me in. I was 9 years old when I first played it, and I've been in love with World of Warcraft ever since then. The game is just so immersive. The problem with RuneScape is it's not about abilities and killing. How do I explain it? There's less mechanical skill in the game, but it's more of a MMORPG where you're building a character up. I understand why people like old school RuneScape. It's a lot more relaxed. It's a lot more about the grind. Whereas World of Warcraft is a lot more social. It's a lot more intense mechanically. And the different classes, all of the stuff like that really is what separates it for me. So Yes, I got to level 3 in RuneScape Glacier, however, I did not enjoy it. So World of Warcraft for life. Ezio, 1 year subscribed. Thank you so much, Mr. Doughty. How old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? I was 26 years old and 3 months. If you were to put yourself in a tier 1 team, which would it be? I had to really think about this question, Benjamin. This was not an easy question to answer because my favorite team is FaZe. However, I have the complete opposite playstyle to Brokey. Brokey has Rain, Karrigan, Twists as his aggressive players. And Brokey's one of the most passive AWPers in the game in Tier 1 Counter-Strike alongside of players like James. So I wouldn't fit into that team. Even though they're my favourite team to watch FaZe, I wouldn't fit into the way that they play. So I wouldn't want to replace Brokey. When I thought about this question, the AWPers that I would fit in most with would be Acor from Gamer Legion and Sampaius from ENCE. Those would be that would be the tier 1 teams that I'd want to play for. I'm a big fan of Snappy, played a couple of facets with him. I like the way he plays. I like it. I understand it. It makes sense to me. ENCE makes sense to me. And then Gamer Legion, gotta love Ash. What makes Ash such a good coach is he has the brains and he has the emotional intelligence. The emotional intelligence is so important. Guys, I've worked with some amazing coaches that can read opponents like the back of their hand, that can bring the best strategies in the world. But if they don't know how to hype up their teammates, if they don't know how to get the most out of their teammates or their players, then they're never going to be the best coach in the world. I think Ash is a fantastic coach at getting the most out of his players. If you go back and watch the old highlights from Zero, one of the old Gamer Legion players. Whenever Zero's getting these highlights during their scrims or their officials, Ash is the one hyping him up. And yeah, I'd love to play for him. Acor as well, someone that plays a similar style to me. And yeah, I think it would be Gamer Legion or of course ENCE. Those would be the 2 teams. Mr. Solitaire, what's up, big man? How are we from across the pond? Rate from least to most favourite. Pixies, Weezer and Radiohead. We actually had to listen to 2 of these bands. And Weezer, not for me. I say it with love, not for me. Pixies was in the middle. And then Radiohead was my favourite. I knew Radiohead going into this. Pixies and Weezer, we had to take a little bit of market research on before the Q&A started, is the way to put it. Mog, have you ever considered doing a series of educational content, maybe a Road 2 series, where you only solo queue or do VOD reviews of sub-games? That is a fantastic question because 1, I didn't see it when I was going through these, so I've just seen it now and you've already given me a new idea. And 2, it's going to give me the ability to publicize the fact that I do coaching with one-on-one. I've got one of my subscribers now who's doing that with me. And if you're interested in that, just DM me on Twitter or on the Discord and I'll let you know about prices and how I do that. That's one-on-one, 1 hour, watching back your demos with you and going through what to improve on, how to improve, and the ways in which you would do that as well. Back to the question though, you've given me a really good idea here, Mog, to do a Road to Top 1000 faceit. One of the goals that I have before I join a team, guys, is to be top 1000 in the world in faceit. I'm 2,750 elo, I think. 2,750 elo after the reset. And top 1000 is 3,050. So I'm 300 elo away from it right now. Obviously, it is going to keep going up every single day. But right now, I'm 300 elo away from it. Nearly 10% of the way away from it. And I think that'd be a good series. Road to Top 1000 faceit. I like that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the first episode this week. I already know which game to do, Mog. Thank you. Hawk Ryan, how are we doing today, sir? Are you heading to any CS events in 2024? Yes. Such as ESL events or DreamHack. I'll definitely be going to the major in Denmark. That's a must. I've played on one Danish team. I've also played with 2 other Danes outside of that. Danish culture, British culture, massive overlap. Love Danish people, love Denmark. Yeah, what can I say? I have to go to the Danish major. That is a must, especially with how big the game is in Denmark. I don't think there's a country in Europe or even the world, maybe Brazil, maybe Russia, but in terms of cultural impact, that Counter-Strike has had more than Denmark. So got to go to the first major there. That's going to be an electric atmosphere. I know that for certain. And yeah, I'll definitely be there early next year. Maybe even see you there. Who knows, guys? Maybe we can get a little Byfield Bastards meet up there with all the subs. And in terms of other events, we'll see. I've got a feeling that I'm going to be playing at one of these events next year, or at least the early part of 2025. I've got that feeling that I'm going to be at one of these professional events. That just everything is going in the right direction for me. The stream's flying. Individually, I'm flying. Everything's pointing north right now for me. So who knows? If I'm playing at one of these events, I want some of my subscribers there. JP, what's up, JP? It was fun playing Crab Game yesterday with you and all of the crew yesterday. We're gonna be doing more sub games for sure on the Sundays. Young Lean or Lil Peep on trap beats? Lil Peep all day. Lil Peep all day. I think Lil Peep was the second most artist I listened to in 2022. So that answers your question immediately. Just to extend this question, JP, my favorite Lil Peep songs, or some Lil Peep songs that maybe go under the radar: 5 Degrees, Ghost Boy, The Way I See Things. What's another one that's really good that goes under the radar? Everyone knows Be My Boy. It's one of my favorites. I'll try and give you one more. What's one more that I just have to listen to all the time? Star Shopping, but everyone knows that as well. Right, moving on. Fate. This is the GOAT question. What is your go-to Subway order? The answer to that question, Fate, and it's gonna be quite polarizing. I'm gonna get judged here by Nathan as well. We're gonna ask Nathan what his go-to Subway order is as well after this. The go-to Subway order for me is 2 meats. I go chicken and ham. I go 12-inch Italian bread. I don't do 6 inches. I feel hungry still. I still feel hungry. I need the 12-inch, foot-long ham, chicken, and this is where people are going to turn their nose up, but it's the truth. Hash browns. No, trust me. Trust me. The hash browns there is good. Trust me. You need to believe in me. Hash browns, cheese, some lettuce, obviously, some salad, and then the Southwestern, like mayonnaise, Southwestern mayo or something it's called, but it's really, really nice. That is my go-to Subway order. And yeah, get in the comments, guys. Tell me what that Subway order is out of 10. 0 to 10. Let me know what that order is out of 10. Nathan, what would you score it?
4 for the hash browns.
4 out of 10. Oh my.
Can't have hash browns in the Subway.
Oh my god. Can you give us your Subway order?
Chicken tikka.
Chicken tikka.
Yeah, cheese and toasted, foot long. Can't go 6 either, to be fair. Foot long.
Yeah.
Hot Italian.
Yeah.
Bit of lettuce, bit of onion. That's me.
There you go. Simple, easy. Chicken tikka. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. It would be more. It probably tastes good, but it's the lack of creativity for me. Distant Lane, welcome back, King. Money is no object. What would be your dream loadout? Whoa. Dream loadout. Okay. I would say AK case hardened, scar pattern with 4 Titan hollows. Actually, that is a bit much. I don't know. I like case hardened, as you guys know. I've got the case hardened gloves, case hardened butterfly, and I've got the case hardened AK already. But I would get a more expensive case hardened AK, the most expensive one, the scar pattern with some Titan hollows. Why not? Then I would get my favorite knife in the game, guys. Unfortunately, it costs $30,000, if not more now. Is the skeleton knife case hardened blue gem. Oh my god. And then of course I'd have to have the case hardened gloves. I love the case hardened gloves. No, not many people like the case hardened gloves, but I effing love them. I don't know. It's probably because I just have a thing for case hardened. And also not many skins look good on black bars, the settings that I play. So case hardened is one of the only ones that still look amazing. In terms of M4 maybe, I mean, I had an M4 hot rod. It was nice. The M4 hot rod was nice, but I don't even know. Do you know what I really do like? I like the M4 print stream with the Titan hollows. I know a Chinese collector's done that recently. I think that looks fantastic. AK, I've already done. Orb, Medusa. But what stickers would I have on the Medusa? Maybe a Titan Hollow or the Crown Foil. Oh, I do like the Crown Foil on the Medusa. The thing is though, guys, that sticker alone is £1,000. Not even the gun, the sticker alone is £1,000. I like that on the scope. I feel like if you put any stickers on the Medusa, like body of the gun, it ruins it for me. So that would be it. It would be an improved AK, case hardened gloves, case hardened skeleton knife, Prince Streamer Titan Hollows M4, and the Medusa steel, but with a crown foil. Yeah, that's your answer. Back to Benjamin. What's up, Mr. Doughty? Ezio, who do you roleplay your game after? In all honesty, there isn't really one AWPer that I watch and I go, that's a bit of me. I will tell you my favourite AWPer. My favourite AWPer of all time is Guardian. Guardian, oh. I had the pleasure of actually playing him a couple of times, and yeah, it was like a passing of the torch. I learned so much in just a couple of games, couple of maps against him. I learned so much about positioning. I learned so much about the AWP. I just learned so much about the sniper from playing him just a couple of maps. Yeah, definitely Guardian is my favorite sniper. But I wouldn't say I've molded my game off of him, because Guardian is very good defensively, and aggressively, he's not the best, but he's still strong. You know, he's a very well-rounded AWPer. CT side AWP, I don't think there's in my opinion, in the history of Counter-Strike, there isn't a better AWPer holding an angle than Guardian. If Guardian's holding the angle, you are dead. A lot of these modern AWPers, or these new era AWPers, they struggle a lot with those easier shots when they're holding an angle, but they thrive in that chaos, quick scoping, no scope, you know, wide swinging angles of the AWP, which wasn't really too prevalent, you know, 6 to 10 years ago. But in terms of who I role play my game off of, I would say the biggest inspiration for me is Guardian. What's up, Solitaire? Alex, if you could assemble a team of any pro players from throughout CS history, who would fill each role in your team? AWPer, Guardian. Entry, oh, I'm not sure. Oh god, this is a tough question, guys, the more I think about it. IGL Karrigan, no question. Guardian, Karrigan. I'm literally just going to assemble the OG phase lineup of Nico, Guardian, Karrigan, Rain, and Olofmeister. Like, I think that's the best team ever. That's my favourite team ever. Olofmeister is my favourite player of all time, so Olofmeister has to be there. He's not really an entry player though, he's a second player, he's very good in clutches. So I would say Karrigan, I would say Guardian and Olofmeister. I know that is cheating a bit, but they are my favourite players. Entry, dare I say it, guys, but I like Yakinda. You know, obviously Yakinda IGL, I'm not a fan of. I haven't watched enough Liquid games to have a final verdict on that, but just from watching their first initial ones they did, I didn't like it. I felt like Yakinda had so much success as a player. As an entry, you know, making him in-game leader, it's the second cooler syndrome that Thorin talks about, where some of these second IGLs always think in the back of their head that they could be an in-game leader, but they don't realize that when they become the in-game leader, they lose what made them prolific at being the secondary cooler, which is being able to focus on their role and feel the game out through their role and see the timings that they saw. Whereas when you're in-game leader, it's a very different picture that you see. So, Yakinda entry, and my clutcher, Blame F. I know Blame F is very popular in my stream. Lots of Blame Fs in the chat, and yeah, he's going to be in my dream team. So, Olofmeister, second entry fragger, Yakinda, AWPer, Guardian, in-game leader, Karrigan, and then closer, clutcher, Blame F. Bosh. And that's all of the major questions. Thank you so much to all of the people that subscribe to me. Thank you to the Twitch subs for asking questions. You're all very special to me. This is Byfield's Biweekly Q&A episode 2, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for episode 3. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.